Assassin's Promise by Thomas Woodward. Chapter 24. Kayana woke from her sleep with a small yawn. She could feel the road beneath them as the caravan rolled onwards, westward. The driver was very skillful, but the occasional bump in the road lightly jolted the wagon, reminding her they had long yet to travel before they reached their destination. The sun would be fading soon, although full dusk had not fallen yet. She stretched her arm out the window, feeling the warm sun on her skin. The air was beginning to cool already, although it was still warm. Kayana felt renewed energy after her earlier stretching ritual. It was best to stretch out her muscles and then sleep. The energy she felt upon waking was like meeting a lover's embrace. It shocked her senses, like dipping her face into a cool spring. She had been taught the poses as a child by her teacher Kwani, a kind man who had been recommended to her parents by the governing council of elders. Her teacher had come off from the far coast and had trained many young men and women when she had met him. She had learned the stretching poses skillfully, showing more promise than many of the other children in her village. It had been a game to her, to learn as many poses as she could before her 19th naming day. She had been encouraged to become a warrior among her people, but her heart was not there. She felt strong, but did not want to use that force in pointless wars. No, she had known from an early age she would become a guardian. Those with a talent for scholarly learning had traveled to the great library to become seekers. They sought knowledge and an answer to the question that had stayed with their people across the years. It was their purpose to find that answer and bring it back to their people, heralding great change. Of what change she did not know, but those who sought needed to be protected while they searched. They had no shield or quick fist to defend themselves. They had thrown their every will into the great search. Seekers needed someone to watch them, to keep them safe while they searched. Part of her had acknowledged this duty that had been placed on her, once her talents had been realized, but she had bucked tradition and had requested time from the council. She had wanted to learn, to see other cultures. She did not want to be the shield that guarded in the twilight hours. She wanted to become the wind itself. Her request had been granted, and the council had spared her from entering the ranks of guardians. It was not a noble rank, but it was necessary. Her people knew the importance of protecting the seekers, but they had been searching for so long, and many never returned from the great library. Some were never seen again. The great library had been mentioned in their histories for centuries, although its location was a tightly held secret. To become a seeker was an end of life as many knew it. All ties were broken by taking on the mantle of a seeker. They were revered by her people. Sometimes there would be only one born with the ability every few generations. The rest of them simply sheltered those gifted lucky ones. Hers was a backwards people, and for that she felt great sadness. She wanted them to abandon the foolish idea of searching for the answer. Let the young men and women choose their own paths to become statesman, soldier, craftsman, scholar, doctor, or whichever profession they desired. However, that was not the way of their people. They sought the answer to the question with single-minded fervor that was without equal. Everyone and everything must all go toward that end, so she had requested time to think. She had left a self-imposed exile that would end with her eventual obedience to the council. The moment she returned, she would be pressed into service, her life no longer her own. However, for as long as she stayed in exile, she would remain free. Her freedom came at a terrible price. Her previous life, and everyone she had known, might as well not have even existed. Among her people, to leave was to die. She had been mourned by her people as if she was already dead upon her departure. But she would not give up her freedom, not so easily. Her sunny complexion complemented her golden hair. Placing her face in the wind, she breathed deeply. She loved this world. This world was her own. Reaching up to the handholds above her, she pulled herself up and moved towards one of the doors of the wagon. Checking her heavy sword that was belted in place, she unlatched the door to do a round and maybe locate her charge. She liked Millie. Kayana saw a strength in her, although it was very different from her own. Millie had passion. Her smile had revealed that to her after meeting the young woman. Kayana would temper that passion with competence in herself and her surroundings. She would leave Millie with a gift, a way to move past fear, a self-understanding that would create confidence in herself like a bonfire, a trick she herself had learned at an early age.